everybody, and happy holidays! Welcome to the last learning space of 2014. I am your host, Nicole Galucci. Unfortunately, Georgia was going to try and join from home as well, but she is not feeling well today. Sucks to be sick on a holiday, so we hope you feel better soon, Georgia. She has graciously offered to help take care of my doggie while I'm away. Starting on Friday, so I hope the doggy makes her feel better. Welcome everyone to this last show of 2014, the Learning Space Holiday Spectacular. As promised, I'm in a Santa hat. So happy Christmas Eve to everyone who's celebrating that today. Happy Hanukkah, joyous Kwanzaa. We've got happy, what else do we have in the comments? Happy Newtonmas, happy Festivus for the rest of us. Happy solstice we just had a couple days ago. We're finally going to get some more daylight, whatever holiday you celebrate to end up the year. Hope you have a great one. I'm taking a break from cooking my Christmas Eve dinner to bring you this episode. I smell like basil. It's fantastic. You guys have no idea. Remember to please use the Q&A app to leave any comments or questions. Since there's no guest, it's just me and you guys. Feel free to use the Q&A for all the chatter and saying hello and all the fun stuff. I should be able to keep up if it's just me. So we have happy, I like Elad's Christmas Kwanzaa. Christmas Kwanzaa. I like that. Hugo says hello, he's home from work early. And happy holidays from Guido, who also says he prefers Newtonmas over Festivus. We have a cute graphic, looks like it's from Hubble, posted by Hugo as well. These lovely ornaments, if they were real, I would totally be putting them on my tree. So this must have been a happy holiday card from Hubble, different Hubble images. Actually, one of them is clearly Chandra, but I guess there's Hubble in there as well. That is the, blanking. That's the pulsar in the center of the Crab Nebula, I believe. We have Mars. We have a planetary nebula. I think that's the Eskimo Nebula. You guys can correct me on that. Some galaxies and a bunch of fun pictures there. So yeah, if somebody makes those ornaments, I totally want. That would be cool. Guido says in Germany, Christmas actually begins Christmas Eve, or presents are given in the evening. We're not doing that much anymore since everyone's grown up. My family always did Christmas morning, but my boyfriend Tim, his family started on Christmas Eve, so we do a mix here in the combined Galucci-Legauer household. Of course, Tim is working at in a retail store today, so if you are doing your last-minute Christmas shopping, please be kind to the retail employees who are working today, such as my partner. So what I wanted to do for this end of the year is I asked Georgia, and I also looked at some of our favorite episodes from the year from Learning Space. So I've got clips from 4 different episodes that I want to share with you guys. These are just a few. I mean, they're not, it's hard to say they were the best moments because there were a lot of great moments, but I've picked these out as a few fun clips to round up the year. I'm going to, as I usually do with video, try and make sure the sound pipes through. I would appreciate it if you could let me know in the Q&A whether or not the sound is coming through, because I can't hear it on my end, which is sad. So what I'm going to do is share you these clips. First one I have is from the Investigate workshop. We ran a week-long workshop with 20 teachers from Southern Illinois to look at the Investigate lesson plan. This is about asteroids and other small bodies in the solar system to go with our Asteroid Mappers program, citizen science program. And so on that Wednesday, we didn't have an actual show. We had a very quick live show with several technical difficulties, but I think you guys got a sense of what was going on in the workshop with our teachers. So first, I have a short clip of talking about what we're doing that day in the workshop with Ellen Riley. If you guys remember from past episodes past, Ellen Riley and Kathy Costello were the curriculum developers for CosmoQuest over the last several years. They, between them, have oodles and oodles of teaching experience. And in fact, Kathy is back in the classroom teaching this semester. I think in middle school. I just saw her at a science Olympiad, so that was nice. So here is me and Ellen. Ellen's telling us about the activity from that day in which teachers are designing landers out of common household materials, trying to land them on a model of Vesta. So again, if you guys can let me know once I get this started that I've done the sound correctly. So hold on just one second. If you couldn't hear much, they were building, I think they were given certain materials but not told how to build the spacecraft.
That is correct. They were given materials, not told how to build the spacecraft, and there are other materials that they are allowed to purchase. And the purchasing amounts to a point, or it depends on how much they purchase. Could be 1 point for a washer, 1 point for a rubber band, and so on.
Okay.
And then they have to design the lander. And they have, we have an old phonograph. Imagine that, I found one. And there's a target on there that
says Vesta.
It says Vesta. And they have to hold it above the meter stick and then try to hit the target. And our first group did hit the target the first time.
I know, we missed it. I didn't get it on video.
And sadly, you missed it.
I know.
The second group, so they do get the full 10 points. The second group has did not make it, and they have gone back to a redesign, and then they are copying in their journal what their modifications are going to be, and then they can come back and try to land on Vesta. We have 5 groups. We have 5 very different landers that are being developed. So this is the first of our engineering activities for this particular unit, and the teachers are just really excited. We are a little rowdy. You know,
we were just saying this is a very energetic group that we have this year. 20 of them too.
There are 20 of them, and there probably could have been more if we had, you know,
Okay, I just got notification from you guys. Thank you so much, saying that the sound worked. Turns out there is a little green indicator that was making flashy things at me, so that looked pretty good. So thank you. Thank you to you guys, Elad and Hugo, who told me that the sound worked. So I want to roll right into the next clip, which is from that same day. It was a little earlier in that video where I actually did get some video of them attempting to use a lander. Hang on, here's the space. Oh my gosh, it has a flag! Yes, yeah. Hold it up. There we go.
We live in America.
America!
America!
And that is right about where we lost connection and went dark for a few minutes, for those of you who hung in there with us. It was a little iffy. We were running on the Wi-Fi in the school, me running around my laptop. But you could see at the end there was that phonograph record player. Yes, we did have records when I was a kid. I am that old. I am old enough. And it had a little thing that labeled Vesta on it, and it would go around and they would have to land on that. That group was successful. I didn't get it on video, but that group was successful, and they actually gave me their lander at the end of the workshop. So I still have that lander with the little flag on it in my office, which is pretty fun. Guido suggests we kickstart those Christmas tree balls. We have 365 days to do it. I love that. If we have a manufacturer method, or maybe somebody on Etsy would like to take that up. I don't know how to print on spheres. I know my partner's been making Pokemon balls out of Christmas ornaments, but that's using paint. So anyway, I'm going to move on to the next one. This was the Toys from Trash episode with Arvind Gupta. We had it at a very bizarre time for me in the US and for Europe, but it was midday, I think midday, probably morning for him in India. Georgia was not on this one, but she listed that as this is one of her favorite episodes. And I think I sat there for an hour just watching this man make magic out of trash, literally, like these toys out of like little household items. He was clearly so passionate about his his mission of bringing toys, not just educational toys, but just for fun toys to kids with from all kinds of economic backgrounds, kids with disabilities. And this is a clip of him with making a little drawing tool for blind children in India. So I'm going to get that. Sorry for the pause in between. There's lots of clicking that I have to do. So I'm going to get that one started right now.
What makes childhood so interesting. And one of the very nice things which I'd like to share with you is this slate which we made, and this is meant for blind children. Now you can see this is a piece of cardboard, and this is strips of Velcro. Okay. Now Velcro, we two strips with nylon, one with hooks and with loops, and they stick together like this. Now this is just with the hooks, and this is like a wool dispenser. Now this is a pen. If I crank the handle, you can see that the wool is getting wrapped. And now a blind child can just draw.
Oh my God, I love this.
And just stick some Velcro. That's it.
Full like thread on Velcro. Yeah.
Yes. Wool sticks on Velcro is as simple as that. Yeah. India has 13 million visually impaired children, visually challenged children, and this is a great boon for them. Now, 13 million is a hell of a lot of numbers. It is more than the population of many small countries. Yeah. So every blind school in India uses this. This code is a touching slate, because blind children read by touching. They can feel this, but it touches the heart. It goes very, very deep into this. So we try and make things for children, because there is in the last census, because of poverty, because of malnutrition, 7 or 8, something like 7 or 8% of our children have some kind of special needs children. And we need to design very low-cost teaching aids for them so that they can have.
So yeah, I couldn't get enough of watching Arvind, and if you also can't get enough of watching Arvind and his toys, there's also a TED Talk by him, which he goes over some of the same demos and talks about his mission bringing these cheap toys to children in India and all over the world. So that Toys from Trash website just has hundreds and hundreds of great examples of things you can put together for super cheap to make some really fun and occasionally sciencey toys for kids. One of my favorites was getting to talk with Libby Norcross of the Challenger Learning Center in Normal, Illinois. Actually got to meet her in person a few weeks ago. I don't know, I think it was early November. Time is just distorted, timey-wimey. So I got to meet Libby finally in St. Louis during a meeting, Gateway to Space, so a space conference in St. Louis. Got to talk with her. Actually got to see and visit the Challenger Learning Center in St. Louis, which is actually located in Ferguson, Missouri. And they have I got to see the lobby really, but it was so cool. Great space stuff. So the Challenger Learning Centers are spread throughout the U.S. And they are places where you can take students, you can do teacher training, you can do corporate events, you can bring groups to do a simulated space mission. And so Libby Norcross is a flight director there. And we talked to her a little bit about, I think Georgia asks her a question particularly about how different age school children react to emergency scenarios in during their flight program at the Challenger Learning Center. I also love that Libby's wearing a flight suit and she's got this like super cool background. She's just one of the coolest people, so you should check her out and watch this episode if you hadn't when it was live. So I'm going to get that clip started for you next.
It's a very cool environment for that.
Yeah. I wonder if you notice a difference between your younger, so it's like 5th grade, maybe the youngest that you would take versus, 8th graders, when you look at how they especially react to the emergencies and sort of work together as a team. Do you notice differences between the younger and older?
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, my favorite are the 5th and 6th graders because some of them still think it's real, so they get really engaged. By the time like we run with 8th grade, sometimes they go, "Oh yeah, this is a fake comic," you know, and some kids will get really into it anyway. They'll use the skills. But the 5th and 6th graders that think it's real, they're like, "This is life and death. We need to pull together." So.
Pretty
So
cool.
what kind
Okay, so that was Libby. I just saw a comment from Guido in the Q&A. I almost thought about making a top 10 of learning space this year, but I totally agree with your choices. We would still love to see a top 10 list if you have one. That is really cool. So we've got 4 on this list. I know Georgia gave me a few more that were really fun for her. But I pulled these 4 out to show you guys. If you guys have your own top 10, top 4, top 3, whatever lists, do share that with us because we love to hear what you guys really enjoy. That helps us for selecting guests in the future. Let's see, am I missing anything? Nope. Okay, so I have one more clip. This is from Telescopes to Tanzania. We had Chuck and Susan Ruel. I already forgot how to pronounce their names, which is terrible, but Chuck and Susan were awesome. They've been traveling to Tanzania and helping do astronomy outreach and education programs there, as well as bringing telescopes to the children there and doing various demos, including one we managed to get working on the Hangout. It's I believe it's JavaScript. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a simple website called Lightgrapher that we linked to in the show notes for that one. And it lets you simulate a star, sorry, my brain, it's a holiday, say an exoplanet transiting in front of its parent star, and how you collect that data and how that works. So I'm gonna get that clip rolling since that's a really cool demo. We try and do demos. We don't get demos on the show as often as we'd like, usually because I'm scrambling at the last minute to pull something out of the resource center. But this was a really great demo that they brought for us.
Bar here, so you can open up your aperture more, or open or close it. And this is a ball. When we're in Tanzania, we typically travel with a balloon or with balloons, and you just blow up the balloon and pop it, put it on here, and then we have a small planet-like object that perhaps you can see here.
There it is.
Might be recognizable, and then you
that planet.
Yes, and then you get a volunteer. Oh, Sue, here's a volunteer, and she's going to practice 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. There we go. Oh, she's doing good. Just keep going, and then there's a button here where you capture data, and watch what happens. I'm going to wait till she's coming around again. Here she comes. All right. There we go. All right. This room is a little bright, and so it's going to have
I see. Ambient light.
not quite as
There it
big,
goes.
but when you do it in a darkened room, or it doesn't have to be totally dark, you get those even deeper dips on the grid. But as you can see, it's a fun little device that allows students then to begin to answer questions like, okay, so what created the differences here in terms of the depth?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, what do you suppose was going on? You know, and they might say, well, it was probably the orbit might be a little irregular.
Well, that's because my arms aren't that strong.
And you know, so you can do some.
I agree with oh, I just missed it. I think it was Guido saying yes, I agree with Guido. Compiling a top top whatever list is tough because there's so much amazing stuff. I liked how that particular clip ended with, my arm isn't strong enough. Yeah, human exoplanets are not perfect. It's okay if your demo isn't perfect. That's why, but yeah, finding the top ones are tough, and so that's why I asked Georgia for help, and she was really great in bringing forth a few that she thought of. So between the two of us, we have a decent list of our favorites going. Not that we don't love all our guests and all of our fun topics, but it's definitely, there's definitely some that stick out over the year. So in wrapping up 2014, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's ahead in 2015. As you guys, if you're watching live, you already know we're changing up some things a bit. So we have a new Learning Space Google Plus page and YouTube page. So we have, they will no longer be coming from mine or Georgia's or anyone's personal feeds on Google Plus and on YouTube. They'll be coming straight from the Learning Space page. We won't be using event pages on the CosmoQuest page anymore, but CosmoQuest will still share the events out that are created for Learning Space. So follow the Learning Space page on Google Plus. Subscribe to the Learning Space YouTube channel. That is where everything is going to be from now on, although I and CosmoQuest will still be sharing it out across the web. One of the reasons for this change, and if you follow any of the other shows we do at CosmoQuest, Astronomy Cast got a new channel. I don't know if anyone else got a new page, but we're awash in YouTube channels right now. We're setting up Patreon campaigns to help fund some of the shows. As you guys may or may not know, we are coming to the end of a funding grant from NASA to do the education and outreach programs with CosmoQuest. In fact, this is the grant that has paid all of my work with CosmoQuest so far, as well as Georgia's work over the last few years. And so with that grant ending, Georgia and I are no longer going to be officially paid under the CosmoQuest heading for next semester. We still wanted to continue Learning Space. One way we can continue funding that is through a Patreon campaign. So doing the separate Google Plus pages and separate YouTube channels are one way in which we can make that happen. So the Patreon campaign isn't quite ready to launch yet. Pamela's been working super hard on getting that all set up. We've done some intro video for her. She's set pledge levels and things you can get, such as private chats with us, some behind the scenes stuff. She said something about bloopers. I'm like, we're live. We don't have that many bloopers. Everyone sees our mistakes, but we do have some interesting behind the scenes stuff that happens before we go live. So you'll get access to that stuff if you can help support the show. Until that really gets rolling, however, Georgia and I will continue doing the show. We wanted to continue doing it anyway, and our employers at the Southern Illinois University Edwardsville STEM Center, so STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, said, yeah, go ahead, you can include that as part of your job for us. So Georgia and I will continue to work in the same department we worked on. We'll just be working most of our time, if not all of our time, on other projects locally in the Illinois area. I know I'll be helping with science fair. I'm so excited. Sorry, the Science and Engineering Challenge. It's not called fair, it's a challenge. I'll be helping with that. I'll be helping with some grant work that we have at the university. I'll keep working with Teen Science Cafe, and I will be teaching again next semester. So I'll be teaching physics and earth science to elementary education majors. So I've got a full slate of things to do, but Learning Space will keep rolling on. In addition to the shows with me and Georgia, right now I think it's the second Wednesday of every month will be a slightly different show. It'll be hosted by Pamela. Let me see if I can pull it up. She'll be doing a different topic. So they'll be doing chasing comets, star and planet formation, black body radiation, educational topics, videos on educational topics that she's doing in conjunction with some of our collaborators in the European Union. So we'll be doing educational content on the second Wednesday of every month, and the other Wednesdays will be our usual interviews and fun stuff that we find. So I have been chasing down potential interviewees for next semester, so I can tease a little bit of that. We're going to be bringing back our friends from Youngstown State University who help us out on the site, who actually run the Science on the Half-Sphere project, which is planetarium shows that are produced in conjunction with CosmoQuest. John and Pat will come back and do some Astronomy 101 topics and demos. They are longtime astronomy professors and really good astronomy professors, and so they'll be sharing some of their insight and some of their activities, and we'll be talking a little bit about that. So I can tease the people who have said yes, but we don't have a date set yet. We have a comic book writer coming who does some science-y comics. We will have at least one teacher and astronomer that have been working to get middle school kids discovering asteroids. We're going to have a whole bunch of cool shows and cool show ideas. People that I tried to get in touch with before and had to send them another message saying, hey, still interested. Let's see, we have, who else? I think those are the ones I can tease. Oh, and one particular project, another low-cost astronomy demo technique. We'll have a show dedicated to that, it looks like. And yeah, that's what I have currently that I've been chasing after by email. So that's some of the shows that we'll have next semester. So if you can circle the Google Plus page, go to the YouTube channel. We'll have all the links in the show notes. Of course, if you're watching this live, you're watching it from one of those places, so you know where to look already. It will be an awesome year for Learning Space, so we hope that you can watch and support and share the show. If you could support the Patreon campaign too, that's awesome. If not, just keep watching and sharing and sending us your cool ideas. We get email either through educate@cosmoquest.org, and I think we have a new email address that's learningspace@cosmoquest.org. They're all going to go to the same people, basically, me, Pamela, and Georgia. You can email us directly as well. If you have show topic ideas, if you have show guest ideas, if you yourself have something you want to share with our community, our Learning Space community, something science, astronomy. We don't just do astronomy, as you guys know. We did an Earth caching episode. We did a Science Olympiad episode. So we do all kinds of science here as well. So we thank you for your continued support, continued watching of the show, and sharing and commenting and doing all the fun stuff. And take a look at the comments. Hugo says, blooper, what bloopers? Yeah, right, because it's live. But it is possible to record. It's not default, but it is possible, I believe, to record our goofing off before we go live and after we finish up live. We're still on chat. It's just that it's not being recorded and you're not seeing it. So there's potential for bloopers there. Hugo also says 2015 sounds like it's going to be an awesome Learning Space year. Yay! And so that is exciting. Anything else that I'm missing? Hugo also has Arvin's Bit was a top pick for 2014. And that guy, I just wanted to fix the world after talking with Arvind Gupta about Toys from Trash, because he's just so inspiring. And that's what we hope to keep bringing you guys, is inspiring stories, cool projects, interesting things, science and astronomy wise, that you can use with your family, you can use with your kids, you can use with your friends, you can use with your students, whoever your audience might be. So we will continue. Next week, there will be no episode. It's New Year's Eve. I will be traveling. Everyone's away, holidays. So we're just not having a show next week. In fact, I will actually be on a plane at that moment when we usually have the show. Week after that, I'll be traveling again. I'll be coming back from the American Astronomical Society meeting in Seattle. So there will be a pre-recorded show. Somebody had asked a while back about possibly doing one about the itty bitty radio telescope, which is a very simple demonstrator radio telescope you can build out of a satellite dish that you ripped off, or ripped off with permission, your house or someone's house. I found a shiny new dish next to the dumpster. Oh god, next to the dumpster in my subdivision. So I grabbed that, and I will be pre-recording a video of putting together an itty bitty radio telescope and what you need to do to get that done. And so we'll have that go live on Wednesday the 7th, January 7th. So that'll take place of the episode that day. Pamela's got her first episode on Wednesday, January 14th. And then after that, on the 21st, we'll be getting back to our conversations and interviews with people who do cool stuff. I don't know who's going to claim that date yet. I keep emailing people over the holidays and remembering, oh yeah, it's the holidays. They're not going to get back to me. So it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, that's what's happening in 2015. Learning Space rolls on with we have some new graphics and logos that Pamela has put together for us that look fantastic. We've got the new YouTube channel. We've updated, as of last night, updated our archives. So that's on the old Astrosphere Vids channel. We've also made a playlist so you can see all 82 episodes that were done the old way on a playlist on the new Learning Space channel page. And then from now on, every episode will be broadcast from that page as well. So all the episodes are there in one place, so you can go back and look through the archives. So our website is, I have it open, cosmoquest.org/x/educatorszone. That's educators with an S, /learning-space. It's a little bit long. That is the website to go to for all the show info. We've redone the page a bit, so there's a page about the hosts, a little blurb about Georgia and I, the archive, the links to all the archived shows and upcoming shows, all linked to YouTube, and what's coming soon is the Patreon support page, so you can check that out as well. And that is all I have. I have a safe journeys over the holidays from Hugo. Thank you. I'm going back to New York to visit family for a few days. Day after Christmas, since my partner works in retail and can't really travel, we're spending Christmas together here, and then I'm heading off to New York at 4 a.m. the next day to visit family. And I'll be at the AAS meeting, at least for the first few days of it, in Seattle. So look for astronomy news. Oh, this is exciting! I can announce it here. For the duration of the AAS meeting, I will be writing for Universe Today for the very first time. I'm actually attending the meeting partly to hit up. Partly to be on a panel that I've been invited to speak on Sunday night, partly to hit up the job center because I'm in full swing for job season, and also as a reporter. So I will be writing for Universe Today. I'll be looking for some of the cool, interesting stories that didn't quite make the press releases. And I can announce this as well. I don't know if it's gone live yet, but I'm also starting to write for Ars Technica. So I will be doing some astronomy stories for them as well from the meeting, and my first story should be posting today. So thanks, Ars Technica, for having me on board. So yes, that's all the travel that's coming up right away, and hopefully that'll bring you guys some more cool astronomy news of what's happening in the research fields. Let me check the comments through one more time. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this. Elaz said his #1 top episode was Worldwide Telescope, which is a recent one because he's a computer nerd and can't help it. Worldwide Telescope is really cool. And I know the demo over YouTube is not, is not like the best fidelity, but if you sit there and play with it on your own computer, it is a really fantastic program. And like I mentioned during the episode, we had a conference with a bunch of astronomers and programmers who had Macs, and everyone who had the space, I think that weekend or over the course of that week, downloaded Microsoft Windows for their Mac as a dual boot, specifically so they could develop a worldwide telescope. So that is how cool that program is. And oh, we have one more from Elad. I worked retail for 7 years, so I feel your partner. Good, yes. Tell him to stay strong, keep safe, the both of you. Yeah, so he enjoys it. It's interesting, but we also live in the Midwest where everyone's really nice. It's not like, we're from on the East Coast where you get yelled at all the time. So it's all good. Guido says, have a nice holiday, Nicole, and all the CosmoQuestarians. Why have we not adopted CosmoQuestarians? I think that's a fantastic, I think CosmoQuesters may be what we occasionally use to refer to our community, but CosmoQuestarians is good as well. So yeah, 2015 will be absolutely great for the Hangouts. We'll also be launching a new version of the CosmoQuest site. Mostly what's changing is we have a shiny, awesome new homepage. So that you guys will get to see in the new year, if not New Year's Day, then shortly after. The programmers have worked hard on making that super pretty and let us yell at them and make changes to wording and things like that. So we'll have a new homepage and new tutorials for the citizen science projects coming as well. So even though the funding situation is not ideal, there's still a lot of really exciting stuff coming down the pike. So we are glad you guys have joined us for the ride. As usual, all the Learning Space episodes, the audio version will be on 365 Days of Astronomy podcast, which is also going to be affiliated with the International Year of Light in 2015. So be sure to subscribe to that podcast if you want all the audio versions. And if you are an audio listener, I know you're missing the visuals here. Be sure to check out the YouTube video if you want to see the visuals, or the show notes for the links of anything that we've been showing. For today's show notes, I'll be putting links to the 4 videos that we showed clips of, so you can check that out yourself. I think that's it. I need to go check on my sauce because it's Christmas Eve and I'm making dinner. It's one of the few times I cook. Thank you again for joining me on this holiday. Best wishes again to Georgia, and hope you feel better soon. So you guys will have a recorded video from me on the 7th, Pamela on the 14th, and Georgia and I will be back live on January 21st. So thanks again, and I will see you guys later. Bye.